We are at the Shoreline in Charlottetown alongside the Queen Elizabeth Hospital along Murchison Lane, and we have an area that's exposed to high tides and wave action. Right now we're seeing it at high tide, and we have a popular walking trail that runs alongside the road that is right behind me in the background, and that shows increasing signs of erosion and flooding. So over the years, the shoreline's been subject to increasing wave and ice action, especially with the lower ice coverage in the winter. You get more and more wave action and ice during the winter with erosion increasing, so that's starting to put the trail at risk. So we look at the hazards in terms of flooding and erosion and whether or not we have infrastructure in the way, and that's the risk. And so here we have critical infrastructure, the hospital, the road, and the trail that is at risk of coastal erosion and flooding.
The project approach is, we want to maintain the property as best we can, but at the same time we want to work with nature to enable that to happen. A large component of this project involves us constructing a series of offshore rock sills, and these sills are designed and will be constructed to work with nature. What we have along the perimeter of this property is a really useful salt marsh, and the salt marsh actually attenuates erosion and protects the property. So we don't want to impact that salt marsh, we want to enable it to thrive, and that's going to be combined with embankment protection about 1.5 meters high. The project length is 300 meters in total. So the sills that we're building will be just on the outside of those, outside of that salt marsh, and it will provide an environment where the salt marsh will grow and thrive, and the salt marsh will actually build out offshore towards those rock sills. So all that is working with nature and protecting the infrastructure that we have here in place. We've got an active transportation pathway parallel to Murchison Lane, and it's heavily used. Last thing we want to do is negatively impact the public's use of that trail. There will be times, short-term in nature, where the trail will be impacted by the construction, but we're going to develop a plan before construction starts to minimize any interruption to the active transportation pathway. Very important area, the hospital, the parking area, the road, the trail. We want to work with nature the best we can to maintain the property as long as we can into the future.